Well, happy chest day if you celebrate, and I hope you do. I got a little different approach on today's video, daily vlog, you can call it. So normally I do my little ramble, as most people are thoughts. I'm sure it's probably more rambling at the end of the video. And I thought I'd mix it up today and just do my little ramble, fitness thoughts, kind of things that are crossing my mind first, and then move into the daily fitness report, fitness recap. If you like that format, let me know in the comments, and I'll do this for the next couple of videos if I remember. If it's like, no, just stick with the other way, let me know also. And if it's like, none of this is good, do this instead, be sure to let me know. That's perfectly fine. I'm looking forward to feedback on this. So, all right. So my first little thought is what I've noticed about my sleep. My sleep pattern has started to change a little bit over the last couple days. I've noticed I am waking up earlier, and I also feel a little bit more refreshed, which, that can obviously be contributed to a bunch of different things. But I have for several months just kind of struggled with, waking up in the morning. Like I can get up, no problem, but it's kind of been this change where it's, waking up before the alarm goes off. And I think that's got to do with some of the fitness that I've got back in my life. It's kind of weird. You think you'd be more tired, but I don't know. I've just started to notice that I've been able to get up in the mornings with not much effort. And let's see, also the need for a nap, later on in the day. Not saying I take a nap every day, but that's pretty much just been obliviated. There hasn't really been much need for, any type of napping or whatever. It's kind of really switched to the active lifestyle. So I just kind of thought that was a little fascinating observation. Curious to see if other people sleep better or different whenever they start also lifting as well too. I don't necessarily remember, this issue when I was younger, if that was actually, a thing with sleeping and working out. But I, over 45, have definitely noticed that there's a difference in it. So, hey, that's my thought on sleep. And then one other little ramble here, the hunger. Yeah, the hunger is just always so interesting because, when I started out back in the gym, I wasn't really hungry when I was working out. And then, I don't know, I think it was like 7 or 8 days in, I started getting really hungry, when I was waking up or in the afterwards. And that included when I was still, still upping my water intake and everything like that. But man, I was just hungry. And today, same routine I've had, come back and from the gym, and I'm not hungry. So it's just kind of, it's like, okay, well, let's have a coffee. Or in this situation, I've got my Clear American cherry limeades from Walmart. I don't know if they sell them at Sam's Club too. I have no idea. But man, these things just, I don't drink pop or soda, as it's called in different parts of the country. I haven't for a long, long, long time. And, sometimes you just get tired of water. And so just popping open these. But the only problem is you got to be careful because then I'll sit there and pop open several in a day. And my key on these is just moderation. I just need to moderate it. So that's what I've been working on. But yeah, every once in a while, I'll just popping open one of these cherry limeades. They got other flavors too. They got like a strawberry flavor, which it's not really my favorite. I'm going to adjust the camera just a little bit here. It looks like it's cut off my head. We could be okay, but there we go. And they've got, a black cherry, which isn't too bad. And then you'll also notice they sell, there's like a orange mango or something kind of crazy. But I've just always been drawn to the cherry limeade version of it. They're just, I don't know. I just always have loved these for the longest time. So just got to watch myself on them. I don't buy them every time I go to the store, but I'll, if I see them, I'll be like, all right, let's pick one up. And I know they got those like, I don't know, they're not a liter, but they've got kind of the individual, jug of it too as well. And they've got a lot of different flavors. I know there's like a Fiji apple or something. And I'll pick those up every once in a while too, just for a little change of pace when it comes to that. But anyway, so see, there we go again. We got off topic about fitness and we started talking about clear American flavored water. Yeah, sorry. Okay, let me get refocused here on this. So the hunger, yes, it's just gone, which is just crazy to me. That you can, for several days, you can just kind of be fighting it, and then one day it's just gone. And then who knows, tomorrow it could just flare up again. So I think that just really comes down to counting, calories, making sure, you're getting enough to begin with. Um, that's kind of what my plan has been to try to get this under control. All right, so on with the fitness report. Like I said, let me know if you kind of like the rambling at the beginning of the video. I look forward to some feedback. If it's like cut the rambling out, I will do my best, but I kind of enjoy the rambling part. I'm not going to lie, a little bit more than the daily fitness part. Sorry. I had plenty of water yesterday, probably a gallon and a half or so. No issues there. And for dinner, we did the shrimp and meatballs, not together, but separate. Really, like I said, shrimp, I enjoy it. There wasn't any discounts on the shrimp. It was still kind of pricey. It was about $17 to $18 a bag, which, I'm sure if you go to a restaurant on the ocean, it's going to be a lot more than that. But it is what it is for being in the Midwest. And shrimp was excellent. Now the meatballs, these are, I don't know if you've seen this brand or not, but it's like, I don't want to say what, Market Fresh or something along those lines, but you'll see them at Walmart. And then I also noticed Dillon's, which is a Kroger company. They also sell like a similar thing, but they're these pre-made meatballs that are raw. And so they're already kind of rolled into they're formed into meatballs. I think there's like 15 to a packet. And I want to say they're like $6 a pack or something like that. And, obviously they're not pre-cooked. So you gotta, they've got an expiration date and everything like that. But baked up some of those last night. And this was like a 3 cheese flavor or something. And they weren't bad, but they weren't good either. It just wasn't what I was expecting from a meatball. Maybe because it's like an Italian sausage or something they use in it, and the 3 cheeses. I don't know. And you couldn't even really taste the 3 cheese part. So I was a little disappointed on that selection. I was kind of looking forward to that because everybody enjoys a fresh, meatball every once in a while that you don't have to make. And those were just an easy option, but they just weren't, I don't know, they just weren't the best. Something about the flavor profile was a little off. And they weren't expired or anything like that. But yeah, I don't think we'll be purchasing those packets or those type of meatballs again. Probably next time, just make fresh homemade meatballs. Just take the time to make them together, which no problem. We can certainly do that. And then had a clear American cherry limeade or two with dinner. So overall, pretty good fitness report when it came to finishing up yesterday. Also got a little bit of a walk-in outside. It was nice before a storm came in later that night. And I think, I don't know, I'll say about a mile or so on the walk. I could be off. I don't really know for sure. I probably should start keeping track of that, honestly, about how far I'm walking. But it was, yeah, I'll call it a mile. So anyway, okay, moving on to today's fitness report. We got to the gym. It's probably like 6:50. It was before 7, barely. But like I said, I have started waking up earlier on my own. And I think that's just got something to do with it. So got in there 6:50 and it was pretty full. The gym had a good crowd in it, a lot better than yesterday. Wednesday it was not very crowded. I guess just a lot of people take a Wednesday off, but man, they were back in force today. So the morning shift was in there, putting in the work, as they say. And I was in there right there with them. Kind of, not really. I mean, I'm there. I was putting in work. Let's be honest today. So I did the treadmill for 30 minutes and a mile and a half out of that deal. And I just Oh, I opened up today. I really opened up today. I did 30 seconds or so jogging, and I did that like 3 or 4 times throughout that 30 minutes, which, yeah, you probably laugh about that. Like 30 seconds, jogging is, and I don't even know, the last set I probably, or the last, time I made it like maybe 20 seconds jogging before I went back to the walking pace. But that's a long ways for me. And if I look back to my very first or second day when I started doing the cardio, it was like 15 minutes on the treadmill walking. So that's kind of the small baby steps that it takes. Eventually, hopefully, I'll get up to a minute. I'm not in any race to do that. I think in the past, that's kind of been my problem is I would, when I was younger, obviously, it was kind of like, all right, I got to get up to 40. Well, I've talked about this 100 times, but I used to get up to, like I got to get up to 45 minutes on the treadmill. And I don't, now it's like, we're just going to take as much time as we need. The race is over. The race is only with yourself. So as I age, so that's where I'm at. That is where I'm at. And felt really good after the treadmill improvements. And then so headed off to the bench press because it is chest day, one of our favorite days. And did okay on the bench today. We went up a few pounds from the first bench. So we're still around that 200 range. And then we did the pack deck and some of the other machines along those lines. So really good overall chest workout. And it had started to dissipate a little bit more too. So for breakfast, it might be a little lunch, like I said, because I'm not that hungry yet, but I will probably go ahead and fix something here within the next hour. Probably looking at just scrambled eggs, and then still got a lot of that chicken breast left over from the other night. So mix some of that in there. That's always delicious. And then we got bratwurst on deck. Baseball season's starting up, and so weather's nice. So why not, get some brats. Everybody loves some brats. Probably won't have a bun with them, but definitely love some brats. Also tell you who loves brats also is the grocery store because, man, the brat pricing, yeah, that was a hit. Not what I thought it was going to be. No specials or anything like that. They had some different specials on sausage and stuff going on, but yeah, they are very proud of the bratwurst pricing still. So hopefully one day maybe that'll go down. I don't know, but it would be nice because I always enjoy brats. Maybe once a month or so. Nothing crazy on it, but always delicious and hardly ever have them with a bun. Maybe like some mustard on the side, something like that. So delicious. Okay, so tomorrow is our rest day, which really looking forward to. And yes, I do count the rest day as part of my fitness rotation. Today was the last lifting day, but as I've grown older, the rest day is just as important for me as the other days. And like I said, the rest day may not always come at the end of the 4 or 5 day lifts. I may need it, the first day or the second day. Kind of just depends on how the body feels and the just where I'm at mentally, physically. So good news is into the first rotations, the rest day has come at the end of doing the rotation set. So I'm going to get a bunch of stuff done today as far as laundry, as far as any grocery store menu planning, all those type of things, because I don't like to do that kind of stuff on my rest day. Like rest day is to rest from the gym and also just mentally, taking that rest. As I've gotten older, I just find that's really a good thing, good habit to get into. So that's why I count the rest day in the rotation. And that's why I just like to take the mental and physical rest. Kind of curious, do other people do the same thing on their rest day as well? Let me know in the comments. I'd be really curious. And then, oh yes, I'm also going to check out my e-bike. I've got an e-bike, and I'd really like to get that out on the rest day tomorrow and take a bike ride around town if it is nice. I don't know what the weather's like. I haven't even looked yet. So I may even get that out and do that a little bit this afternoon too, if it stays nice. Get on the e-bike and just kind of bike around. Nothing crazy, but that's kind of what I got planned for the rest day tomorrow. And I think that's all. That's everything. So I always appreciate the support. This is day in and day out, over 45, and just really appreciate everybody's support to keep moving forward here and really focus on the sustainability and the consistency of a fitness-based active lifestyle as I continue to get older. And as I always say, have a great lift if it's your lifting day, and have a great cardio session if you're doing cardio today. And if it's your rest day, enjoy your rest day, both I always say medically, mentally, and physically. And we'll get back after it tomorrow. Appreciate it.